I was homesick from school when I was a little kid, and my mom brought me a Mad magazine, which was my first comic. And it sat there by my bed for at least a day. I think I had a fever and was too out of it to read anything. But when my fever broke, my mom read me Snappy Answers to Stupid Questions by Al Jaffe, and I laughed for the first time in days. When she left the room, I read the whole thing from cover to cover. And then I read it again. It was so funny the second time.
Archie Comics, a family of sea monkeys. Intriguing.
I was playing soccer, and I landed on my head. The next few weeks were pretty rough. Loud noises were just so loud. But at night I read Crawl Space, a book about kids who explore another world hidden in the washing machine. The book was more than a distraction. It became a focal point for me when I really needed it.
When I was a kid, every summer I would go live with my grandpa in his big old grandpa house. And he had what I now consider to be the quintessential grandpa library, which was a shelf full of National Geographics, a shelf full of old Playboys, and a shelf full of Far Side galleries. So I would read and reread the Far Side books every summer, feeling like the smartest, most adult kid in the world for finding them funny. Surely, the other kids couldn't possibly grasp the nuances.
When I was 11 years old, I discovered Il Gioco by Milo Manara. I discovered it at my mother's library, and it was like discovering porn for the first time. I guess it was my awakened sexuality. Every time my mom left the house, I would take that book. It was a total adventure for me, and I still remember very well the scenes. I guess I read it too much.
Julie Doucet, dirty plot. Even though she doesn't have a very good life and doesn't have very nice boyfriends, still kind of had a crush on her.
I remember reading the X-Men for the first time and really identifying with Hank McCoy, Beast. Oh my God, this is somebody like me. This is a guy that doesn't really fit in. And he's really smart, but most people really just judge him by how he looks. And he has to deal with that.
There was a comic book shop down the street from my dad's house, and my mom took me there to kill time before drop-offs. I was too intimidated by the men who worked there to shop the racks, so I would just grab cards from the counter. Over time, I amassed this huge collection of comic book cards, and these were like headshots, and I was the director. I would create these stories like heroes' journeys, domestic dramas, whole family trees where Marvel, DC, Image all existed together in one giant fantasy world, and I pulled all the strings.
I had an old boyfriend who knew my love of this artist, and he gave me Who Needs Donuts. And I had that book on a shelf near a window in my art studio, and at some point a pigeon flew in and took a shit on it. And the boyfriend who gave me the book was very unsettled by this and worried that it was an omen about other things. I love these books. I cleaned off the pigeon shit, and I will